Job was a good man. He lived in a land called Uz. He had a large family and many possessions. Job was righteous and upright. He feared God and stayed away from evil. He was a man of integrity and compassion, known for his generosity and fairness. His life was a testament to his faith, a beacon of righteousness in a world often shrouded in darkness. Job's heart was always turned towards God. He would rise early each morning and offer sacrifices for his family. He prayed for their well-being and sought God's guidance in all that he did. Job understood that true blessings flowed from a life lived in obedience to God. His prosperity was not merely material, but also spiritual. Job possessed an inner peace that surpassed the fleeting joys of wealth and possessions. He understood that true wealth lay in his relationship with God. Unbeknownst to Job, a celestial drama was about to unfold, one that would test the very core of his faith. In the heavenly realms, Satan appeared before God. God, in his infinite wisdom, pointed to Job as an example of a faithful servant. "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." Satan, the accuser, challenged God, suggesting that Job's righteousness stemmed from the blessings he enjoyed. "Does Job fear God for nothing?" Satan sneered. "Stretch out your hand and strike all that he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." God, confident in Job's unwavering faith, permitted Satan to test him. However, God set a boundary. Satan could touch Job's possessions and even his health, but he was forbidden from taking Job's life. Tragedy struck swiftly and relentlessly. Messengers arrived one after another, each bearing news more devastating than the last. Job's oxen and donkeys were stolen, his sheep consumed by fire from heaven, and his camels carried off by raiders. Then the unthinkable happened. A powerful wind struck the house where Job's children were feasting, collapsing the structure and claiming the lives of all his sons and daughters. In a single day, Job lost everything he held dear, his wealth, his livelihood, and most tragically, his beloved children. Overwhelmed by grief and despair, Job tore his robe and shaved his head in mourning. Yet amidst his profound sorrow, Job did not curse God. "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart," Job lamented. "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." Job's faith was shaken to its core. He couldn't comprehend why such calamities had befallen him. He questioned God, searching for answers amidst the ruins of his life. His cries of anguish echoed the universal cry of humanity when faced with suffering and loss. Three of Job's friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, heard of his misfortunes and came to comfort him. Initially, they sat with him in silence, sharing his grief and offering words of solace. However, as days turned into weeks, Job's friends, unable to reconcile his suffering with their understanding of God's justice, began to offer explanations. They suggested that Job's suffering must be a consequence of hidden sin. They argued that God punishes the wicked and rewards the righteous. Their words, though well-intentioned, were misguided and added to Job's pain. Job vehemently denied their accusations, maintaining his innocence and questioning the fairness of his plight. As Job grappled with his pain and defended his integrity, God, who had remained silent throughout Job's ordeal, finally spoke. From the heart of a whirlwind, God's voice boomed, challenging Job's limited understanding of the universe and his place in it. God described the wonders of creation, the intricacies of nature, and the vastness of his power. He reminded Job that human wisdom pales in comparison to the infinite wisdom of the Creator. God asked Job, "Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me, if you understand." Job, humbled by God's majestic presence and profound questions, realized the limitations of his human perspective. He acknowledged God's sovereignty and his own finite understanding. "I know that you can do all things. No plan of yours can be thwarted," Job confessed. "Surely I spoke of things I did not understand, things too wonderful for me to know." Job's response wasn't one of defeat, but of surrender. He recognized that God's ways are higher than his ways, and he placed his trust in God's ultimate goodness, even amidst unanswered questions. God, pleased with Job's repentance and unwavering faith, rebuked Job's friends for their misguided counsel. He commanded them to offer a sacrifice and to ask for Job's intercession on their behalf. God then showered Job with double the blessings he had before his trials. Job's flocks and herds multiplied, and he was blessed with 7 sons and 3 daughters, even more beautiful than his first children. Job lived a long and prosperous life, surrounded by his family and loved ones. The latter part of his life was a testament to God's faithfulness and his boundless capacity to restore and redeem. The story of Job offers timeless lessons for believers of every generation. It teaches us about the sovereignty of God, the mystery of suffering, and the importance of unwavering faith. Job's story reminds us that trials are an inevitable part of life, but they do not negate God's love or diminish his promises. Like Job, we may never fully understand the reasons behind our suffering. However, we can choose to trust in God's goodness and remain steadfast in our faith, knowing that he is with us through every storm. Job's story encourages us to persevere in prayer, to hold fast to hope, and to find solace in God's unwavering love.